Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Julie with J of Free Freedom. Would like to thank the Lord and give him credit for blessing me with these words that go out to the nations and kingdoms of the earth to root out and pull down, destroy and throw down, or to build and to plant. We did go, he was there, he played piano, and there's not much to tell. I think it was the first time he's seen my hair like this color, so he was like checking that out, but it's my job not to look back really, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. I didn't get his reaction or nothing. So, all right. So he was talking about my week. Was a doozy of a week for her folks, where the folkety folks in town was, well, not knowin' Bob, that her goal that day was to swing down there and, yeah, dude, that whole Kundigan thingy, man. That Austrians do fairly quickly, Bob, when they see things start going. Oh, it's sheath, man, at that. But nah, dog, didn't tell her she had to. And more like an allowance, son, that I'm allowin' her at this time, folks, to back away from they meanery at is like, yep, boys, ain't got no one around to like call me sweetheart, man. Therefore I'm, well, jittery as F at that place sometimes, bloke. To the point she runnin' up some stairs to catch hay. Well, bref, dude, 'cause it a doozy of a thing, miss, when you start to see little missionaries, well, turnin' on you, dude. When you like, didn't do nothin' wrong, miss, to deserve they. Ain't really scornful, dude, to hay. But she is sensitive cookie, miss, and knowin' it deep is held down, dear, that somethin' like changed yo, with this blonde lady's handlin' of my. Just to be clear, we're talking about the volunteer place. And well, folks, let's just say me and my team of 3 boys goin' be doin' our damnedest at this time, dude, to keep this little lady from veerin' off. Very, dog, and we mean very, bub. Sorta like destroyed, dude, when she think of how humanity bein' corrupted by they. So they ratchet, miss, and what with you bein' all, well, bubbly, chick. Kinda like they goal sometimes, chick, to drag you down to they, well, sick levels, hun. So just, shh, dearie, as you ride beside they, to go pick up yo next, well, victim, dearie, of no. Oh, it a human traffickin' ring, folks, disguised as no. So just down, dude, thinkin' your job involve about the most innocent. Eh, so they's a reason, Bob, these peoples is lookin', well, sketchy, bloke, and that's 'cause they involved in some very illegal, well, shies of folks. So yeah, Mum, wrong choice, hun, to get your feet caught up in they. Very tough net, dear, so yeah, chickie, let it be, dear, let it. Kind of her motto by now, folks, and tryin' for damned hard, bub, to just let the pieces in her life like fall, dude, one by Kim Kardashian. Eh, so they pickin' up some normal stirs lately, dude. Due to all this churchery snatchin' mission he got goin' on, huh? Jaded, dude. But nah, miss, don't hate yo for takin' his. Hard, Dolly. It real hard, folks, for a person with a difficult upbringin' to not think the whole world is against they. And well, so it kinda is, boys, it kinda. But hey, dude, we got this thing called grace, my loves, where the sweet little tryin' to love up on me like, hey ho life, dude. Never mind no blips and hey. Just a blip, dear, to the point that she felt she had to be like honest about before yo. And she war, well, too honest in pastimes, bub, which drove they. And now, bub, well, she kinda silent as a mouse at that place anyway, mum. So yeah, dearie, thinks it about pointless as F to be goin' to that. And she just about right, Bob, 'cause baby boy like ain't askin' mum how hey day is goin' of no, but saw her dog, lookin' pretty in hey new, well, homemade dress, bub, that involved no elasticated waist, dude, of no. But just stop yourself, man, from thinkin' she made it extra. More like loose, Bob, so it wouldn't highlight hey. And he like noticin' it, man, the baby girl lookin' a little more, well, delicious, dude, to put it. Likes it, dog. The thought of like having a secret, man. One day, man, when it come to knowing what his, well, lady looked like in private, folks. And yeah, dog, doozy of a situation for him, mun, to know that his galley being watched by they, day in and day. We know, dog, sound like sickos to yo. And well, they pretty well are at this. But just time, dog, for they ratchet, till like calm down about it, man, that they not gettin' to pull no trigger on hay. Oh, they trigger happy folk, dude, who like, here he pulled down on a fancy shirt, I mean like a nice white button up. Successful in life, dude, 'cause they followin' them satanic orders to the, a little bit, dude, they have a little bit of wiggle room when it come to hay. 'Cause she like noticin' it, dog, that they all revertin' to the same, well, crimes on her, eh? In sync, dude. They all in sync with one another, miss. All week of no. Till that Mr. Z of a tip in the sky, dude, decide, yep, man, I think we done with that trick over there, man, 'cause she like survivin', bro. Past they. Doozies, dear, they would have been real doozies of, well, letdowns at times, mum, when he literally used to cancel, well, whole events on her, eh, mum, till she decided, you know what, Lord, so you basically for this one, Bob, just told me I had to show up at that dang. So that's like, what I'm gonna do, Bob, it's what she gon'. Very, dog. She very thankful to me, miss, and not his. 'Cause his eyes were like glazed over this week, Dolly, at like other beef on the market for slaughter, bub. And she know it deep down, folks, that this old cow's about to, nah, man. But she do get like exhausted, folks, from a day out on the, with he kiddos in like tow, mum, and asking they mummy, where, mum, do we have to run to in this heat to find the, oh, she went, dog, one time, man, to see they little bodies wigglin' in the, and callin' it, oh, she praised 'em, dog, for bein' the little swimmers that they, and they was beamin' like, loves it, dog, seein' how pretty and precious they get to her when she see them all, well, killin' it, dude, at that, which is pretty much what we tellin' hay, while we wait for, had some awkward moments with herself on Sunday, man, where she was coachin' herself to just stand there and look. And there he was, dog, able to look straight at hay from his vantage point of no. Yeah, dude, she were fidgety, man, and wonderin' it, bruh, if he would despise her for bein', well, friendless, basically, bro, in that. But nah, man, he like a sweetheart, dude, and would have saved her from that if she was anybody else, man, and this part turned her stomach sour, mun, in the simplest of all. Got a train to catch, folks, and that's his. Growin', dog, it actually growin' for her. Peeked past his body, man, to see if baby boy were munchin' on. But, nah, man, were his own snacks, bruh, that he brought to, and she were, well, loaded with hot dogs, mun, for they ratchet. He pointed at Josie. Oh, she a doozy of a chick at times, mun, cryin' about no fallin' apart buns of no. And just eat it, you idiot, is what she. Nah, man, real relaxed and sweet with hay. If she can, dude, if she. Just told her straight out, Bob, that she'd have to eat something, bro, before she could hop in that delicious. Oh, it nasty and gross to the Austrians, man, but for a little. Got taken to the worst places for swimmin', mum, by a nasty. Oh, she were passive aggressive, Bob, and the worst as hell. And yeah, dog, so it kinda improved on Hey A, man, when Hey Kiddos was able to say things like, yep, boys, our mama take us to the grossest, slimiest, and brownest water you ever did see, bub. But we sure did like it, man, versus stayin' home all day of no. Oh, it were little Julie her, mun. So nah, mun, ain't like she not used to this type of. And I have to have Mama's permission if I want to go anywhere this weekend, boys. And it looks like, nope, it a nope again, Lord, for my. Oh, she tried, dog, and tried some more, man, to pretend that my was actually listening to her. Back on them lonely as hell nights, bub, with just hey and hey mama at home, bub. 'cause the jillo of a chick was like out and about the most time, man. And that dog is the real as hell reason folks she have a hard time not comparing hayself to like the chickens in the room, mum, who walking about pompously like, yep, bloke, I'm worth talking to, man. But her dog, well, she just a nobody, mun. Ain't nobody need to listen to her. Not much, bruh, but she did talk a little book talk to the man at the, but that's like to be expected, bruh, from her. Therefore he were off, bro, to new. Ain't always new faces he choosin' to talk to, miss, but he sure do, Bob, keep a tally on like the pretty women walkin' through the. Saw her dog, loud and so nah, man. Ain't got to like chat up a chick to know she like doin' okay, man, at that. Anyway, Bob, and that's a goal for now, miss, to just be all right when she walks through that. Therefore, approval, folks, she gettin' my approval at this time, mun, to walk away from they for a short. We will see, dog, we will. 'Cause they's like a verse, miss, and like James, miss, that talk about not bragging about what you gon' do like tomorrow, chump. If you'd care to calm down about the fact, boys, that you're getting no investment advice from my, for a time, chump, for a, 'cause that humanitarian rug gon' be pulled out from yo. Well, stubborn and they view as one day, man, for not taking no. He pointed at the elites. Well, them too, Bob, them. 'Cause what do actually taking a mood-altering chip in the shoulder mean for them, hun? Except that they can't be controlled by no, well, other elites, man, which is exactly why, bloke, we'll have a few, Bob, select few, dear little Satanists of mine decidin' at the end. Yep, boys, think I'm done with this dyin'. Therefore I'm goin'. Well, align theyselves with the winning team, miss, and the simplest of all. Oh, they opportunists, Bob, and the simplest of all governmentary takin' ways, miss. So yeah, dear, think they killin' it, mum, by sayin' yes to all this trekkin' stuff, man. Simply put, dog, simply. And, well, dear ones, let's just say baby girl got up early for all just so she could listen to a few, Bob, you gettin' a few glimpses into well, messed up life, boys, at the hands of no controlled dog, his satanic hands being controlled by like me, miss, to include helping her too. Well, so it just survival at this point, dearie. You right, man. Doozy of a, well, world, son, when even the sweetest missionaries in town like not saying no, chick, to no. Your homework, chick. You should have done your homework on no. So we told her, Dolly, that they's a few Christiano exceptions to the rule, mum, where I actually call they to go spy on some Russianian. But nah, bloke, don't want all my little chickadees to go like AWOL, man, just 'cause they rubbin' elbows with bad company, doll. And you know what my words say about just try, Dolly, to not let yo kiddos get corrupted by they, 'cause they like mean little cusses, ain't they, bloke? Designed to drive, well, humanity crazy, man. And they pretty well good at it, man. But nah, bruh, ain't my perfect will for you, man, to let they get all in your space like. Here I saw a kid smirking and leering. And this bloke's stupid, boys, 'cause he got like a bit of a belly, man, that flopping around like. Oh, kiddos mean, man. But nah, bruh, ain't worth your time, chick, to actually listen to they. And she like side-winding around they, all to avoid no, well, firecrackers, miss, if we honest, sweetheart, 'cause he like to like. Here I saw a large fish net being lowered in the water. Let that net down slowly, bloke, on hay, and then shoo. Yeah, dude, that whole catching things off they guard, miss. Pretty much what he doin' to ye. Well, tribe in the area, mum. So yeah, Dolly, look around, mum, look, 'cause they's a few of 'em, hun, who also regret sayin' yes to this. And before you get mad at her for not warnin' 'em, dog, to say no to no invisible. Exactly, dude. Don't even know who this Mr. Z of a tip is, dude. Much less they. Well, waggin' as, dude, with they hangin' out of no. Silly dog, she think it looks silly as F by now, dude. And not no cool. So yeah, chick, you a lemming, hun, in the worstest. So just down, dear, trying to peg her on. What, chick? Getting tired of all this. Well, technology, man, that about to take over yo. And we will leave it at that, folks. 'Cause she got a little Josie Bob who begging her for. Oh, she got her priorities straight finally, miss. So just down, chickie, trying to despise a gal for. Trinkets, dog, they just. Okay. It's hard to know if the Lord gave me these thoughts or not because the Lord guides me through some things sometimes. But I was just kind of on my own thinking this week, and but I still want to give him credit if it was from him. But I was thinking how the elites probably didn't take the vax, and they probably don't plan to. Any corrupted type of vax, they probably have their own like pure version of it. And in the future, whatever diseases come out, whatever they'll be giving the masses, the elites probably won't be taking it, so the Lord just kind of put that, he kind of confirmed that in the word. And then I kind of was just taking that to the next level because if they're not going to take the vax, then they probably won't be taking the mark of the beast because that's basically a type of mind control or something. And before you say, but wait, how would they go shopping? How would they do this? It's very simple for them. They have a ton of people underneath them who do their bidding. So and they have enough money and resources to like deal with that. So all they have to do is give someone the orders to go to the store and buy them this or go do that. If they have to be swiping something as they go through, um, or the elites could have some kind of thing like dangling from their wrist maybe or some like special watch. Like they don't have to have it in their skin or on their forehead. Um, and I know people say like there's hope for the Antichrist. It's kind of like getting a bit off topic, but I think the Lord just doesn't want a lot of people to be praying too much for the Antichrist because it's clear in Scripture he's thrown into the lake of fire alive at one point. But other people in the government or people that you suspect might have hope that seem to be higher up, like you can go ahead and pray for them. I think the Lord can obviously place people on your heart if you want to pray for them. I'm not at that point right now with Mr. Z, I'll be honest, even though I know who he is, but there's ways that they can work their way around the system. And then my point is with them not taking the mark is like, because the book of Revelation says anyone who takes the mark cannot have eternal life. But at the end, there will still be these small pockets of people who haven't taken the mark, although they do um, claim to follow Satan or they are wanting to serve their dark lord or whatever they call him. I don't know what they really call him. But there will be those people that actually haven't taken the mark, even though you would think they're the ones that would for sure like be totally taking it. Yeah, I think that's like a old tradition. Like kings are supposed to keep their head. They're supposed to be able to think straight and be like not be like under the influence of alcohol. That's in Proverbs, I believe. So in these days, it's not just alcohol. It would be like don't be under the influence of like all this technology and all these waves and all these things happening in the environment. It'll be their goal to like keep a cool head and stay focused on what they have to do, which is to like bring in their so-called New World Order, so which they will be almost successful in my view. I say almost. The Lord waits till the last second, in my view, to like fix stuff, but He does swoop in and fix things before like Satanists would take over the whole world. He's not really into letting that happen, but I think it'll go further than most Christians believe it's going to go, and that's going to be hard for a lot of people to see. And I think that'll be part of the reason for the falling away. Okay, here I'm like, but I didn't talk to the Lord about this, so I'm not quite sure where we're going with this. But He did mention it in the past, so I don't know. But something about the brains being transplanted from like a human's body into something that's like safe, like a robot, or something like an Iron Man suit that can like survive the elements and survive without food and water in case their resources get like swept away or messed up. I do think there are plans somehow for them to survive, but I think they would probably do experiments on other people first to see if it works. And then if it works, then maybe they would do it themselves as elites. Again, I'm just guessing on that. And then others would be maybe traveling into space, or it'll be like their own version of Elysium. I I actually do like that movie. So it's an interesting thought to be like out in space, but I'm not quoting the verses here, but there are some verses that are clear from the Old Testament. One of the Old Testament prophets, it basically makes it clear it doesn't matter where they hide, in the depths or high in the sky. I don't know if it says it quite like that, but the poetry is clear. The Lord can find someone anywhere that they try to hide themselves once it comes to the day of the Lord. And in my view, that prophet is talking about the day of the Lord. So they will be found, whether the Lord is finding a brain in something or he's finding that person's body, I don't know, but all of humanity will basically be sent to where they're supposed to go at that point, which will either be holding cells or heaven, in my view. That is the view I take on that day of the Lord scenario. So, yeah, and as the people go to heaven, then that's the rapture in my view. So y'all know I think about that in those terms at the end of the tribulation. Although the Lord wants me to keep an open mind, I should say. All right, the Lord told me to be careful with that commentary. I hope I was. Just laid out what I've been thinking about. I will be. I do peek around online sometimes, so be curious to see if there's any reactions to that. Um, but we just got to keep in mind there's like Satanists who are pretending to be Christians who are also planting like fake information online, or they're doing half truths plus the lie mixed in. So we got to be careful who we're listening to online, obviously, and take it all with a grain of salt, and of course, take it before the Lord. So yeah, I suspect the Lord will slowly guide us into more truth as He decides, but kind of interesting to think about it, how things are actually rolling these days, and some of the things we have in common with Satanists, even though they might not want to admit it. All right, I'm probably stepping on toes. There's some food for thought for you today, and remember, God turns darkness into light. God bless.